To be honest, I didn't expect to make the money that I made on that trade, but I'll bank it anyway. So I expected to make about 50 to 60K on that trade, but that drop in silver was severe. So I'll talk you through the process of the trade, but I'll just quickly show you my screenshots here. So the first day I was in the money, I think I was in the money about 11 or 12 grand. I had a decision to make. Shall I keep it overnight or shall I close it, cover it? Because I was short SLV, which is an ETF that tracks silver. I kept it overnight, and I remember I was looking at my phone. I'm thinking, wow, this thing's just dropped. So I'm close to about half a mil in the money. I kept the trade going for a few more days, and I ended up closing it just under 500,000. So you can see I closed it there at 496, which was really good. That's my Interactive Brokers performance for the year. So we're having a really good year so far. Obviously, that's the best trade that I've had this year. Hopefully we'll get a few more. I'm looking at oil, but I'll talk about that in another clip. Let's get into the charts and have a look at this silver trade that I took. So here I am on the silver chart on the monthly going back to 1987. And the first thing you notice on this chart is a parallel channel. So I've drawn a parallel from this pivot high here to this pivot high here, pivot low here, pivot low here. That's a fake out. We'll talk about them in another video. And you can see the price action stays within the parallel. So when you have a parallel channel with two touching points, meaning two pivot highs and two pivot lows, these lines, the top one being the resistance line and the bottom line being the support line, they demand authority until they're broken. So before I take a trade, I always look at the larger time frame. So let's go back to the daily now. Here we are on the daily time frame. I'll just fix that up. And on the daily time frame, you can notice that I've got a 20 moving average, which is this blue one here. And in one of my earlier clips, I showed you how to find and set your indicators and how to use your basic drawing tools. But let's get back to this 20 moving average. Now, something about a 20 moving average, which you can probably see here, price action doesn't get too far away from it. Think of it like a dog on a leash. It'll always come back when you pull it. And you can see here, it always comes back to this 20 moving average at some stage. So what I like to do is look for extended moves away from the moving average. So I've just clicked on that little one there, trend line. And if you draw a line from here to the line, I'll straighten that up a bit, you can see that historically, price action doesn't move too far away from that 20 moving average. And when it does, I extend it. So I just extend that up there. So I can measure the move, the extended move, it's made from the 20 moving average. And I went back quite a way in this, and I could see that we were getting up to here, and you can see if we measure that there, and that's about where I took the short, because it's coming to the top of the channel, and you understand that price action doesn't move too far away from that 20 moving average. So I use a daily time frame when I measure that. And that's a very, very powerful indicator and a very, very simple one. So there's another thing that you have to understand when you look at this chart of silver. That big red candle there, that's institutional dumping, right? That's not just mum and dad investors taking their little bit of silver to their metal trade and say, we want to cash in. That happened in one day. And that's where I made most of my money in that day. I think there was a little bit of a bounce, and I think I got out around here somewhere. Actually, I can measure it because it was 30-something%, wasn't it? So it was, somewhere down there I would have got out. Might have gotten out on the second day, actually. I can't remember. So just remember that and be very aware of that. When you see, and you see it a lot with upgrades, like NVIDIA, they might upgrade. They'll be on the CNN and all the financial news channels, and they'll be pumping it because for institutions to dump, they got to get everyone in. So that's exactly what happened with silver. You could see it was on the news. There was lines out of all these metal. They're running out of silver in Japan. All these metal traders, they're running out of silver. Just be very aware of that and just keep that on the radar, because that's like, hang on a second, something's coming. They've got to get everyone sucked in. They've got to get everyone rushing down to their silver or their metal trader, buy, we got to buy. Then we're going to run out of silver. There's going to be no silver. It's just a terrible game that the institutions play, and they play it over and over and over. So be really aware of that. I'm going to do a whole clip on that, but hopefully you took something away from this one. And I just wanted to get this one out there, and now I can get a few more of my educational videos out there for you. Thanks for watching. And my name's Mark. Welcome to the channel. This is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only.